Guys, today I'm finally making another science video. And today we're going to learn about, how do I say this? Fermentation. Oh my god, worst chocolate ever. Fermentation. So you might be wondering, what in the name of God's palm is fermentation? So most of us, we know cheese, right? It's fermented milk. Most of us know yogurt. It's also fermented milk. Most of us also, I don't know, we know pickles. And they're fermented cucumbers. So yeah, fermented basically means that you leave something out or braise in something for a long time. So right, so milk, it's kind of like get to exposed to a lot of heat. So cheese actually dates back to Neolithic times. So they get milk, they put in a wooden bowl, and they leave it. Occasionally, they forget about the bowl, and then the sun will shoot a lot of heat into it. And after that, it started to curdle, go bad and get sour. It started forming these little, clumps. And the liquid that was left over, we name it whey. And these little clump or curds were basically, the first steps of cheese. Yogurt, however, is a tad bit complex, as instead of using heat, you need the help of some bacteria. And I don't specifically know what this bacteria is, but once you add some milk, then you get this delicious creamy treat. Vietnam here, we just freeze it because, of course, nothing is good enough for us. Right. So, now let's move on to pickles. So, most of us, if we're kids, we don't like pickles. They're just salty, gooey, squishy. Not exactly the type of pickle you want. So the reason is that they're salty because to preserve cucumbers back then, they take some vinegar or some alcoholic substance, dump it into a jar or just a tight container of sorts, put the cucumbers in, and then leave it there. And the reason why they did this is because they can store foods for a long period of time, and they actually did it through different fruits, assortments, pastry. Yes, pastry. They dipped pastry into vinegar to preserve it, and fish. Yes. Yeah, basically adding anything to alcohol. Yeah, you finally get a long-lasting food source. Well, yeah, those are the most common examples of fermentation. But of course, this video will not allow to end at just 2 minutes because, of course, this is not a short video. So I'm also going to move on to this, which is called, what is it again? This is called liquidization. Or it basically just liquefy. I guess I might spell this wrong, but trust me, it's a complex word, and I'm Vietnamese. Don't blame me. Liquefy. So liquefy is when a certain solid, any type, becomes into a liquid. The most common and easiest liquidization example is when ice, this is a block of ice, turns into a puddle of water. Ice in a cup is basically sitting in its own blood. Yes, that was a corny joke, of course. So liquidization actually can happen to many different things. So of course, we have metal items such as this fan, the phone that you're watching this video in, the phone holder that I'm using in, and the iron inside our bodies. But that's not necessarily real iron because we'd be poisoned to death. So usually they find it and then they melt it using extreme heat, and they shape it into any shape of one. Let's say a pickaxe shape. They shape it into an area and then they cool it down. So basically, because of course this video is long enough for me now, liquidization is when an item is exposed to extreme heat or some other sort of chemical, leading it to liquefy. So yeah, I have thankfully just explained to you two scientific scenarios, and I hope you can like the video because I spend my effort and time making these. And they're gonna appreciate it, but at this point I don't care. Alright? See ya.